from King's Landing, my friends, and welcome to my review of Game of Thrones Episode 6, Blood of My Blood. So we start off beyond the wall with Meera and Bran running away from the Wights. They're almost getting to them, and we see Bran having all these visions of green fire and King's Landing, and we see him seeing King Arya Targaryen. He's telling people to burn them all, whoever they are. Of course we know who they are. We see him again having a glimpse at his young father, Ned Stark, going into the Tower of Joy, and again many glimpses back at King Arya Targaryen. While the Wights are still running at them, Meera can't go on anymore. She touches Bran, she's telling him she's sorry, but they can't run anymore. She cannot continue to push him as she gets away from the Wights. They're almost getting to them, and then we see a man in a black horse, dressed in black, and he takes the Wights out of the way, and now he's rescuing them and tells Meera to follow him. Of course, even with his face covered, you can see the eyes, and those of us who have watched Game of Thrones from the start, we know who this is. But I'm questioning if at the same time he's Cold Hands or supposed to be Cold Hands. We don't know. Those of us who read the books know the character of Cold Hands is a great character, a true badass, but we don't know who he is or if he is indeed someone. And now this man, we'll talk about who he is in a few minutes, we're not sure. So then we go to Hornhill, and Sam arrives with Gilly at his home place. He meets his mother, his sister, he presents them to Gilly, he presents them to the baby. He's telling everyone the baby is his son, that he had him with Gilly, they are both parents, and now they're going to present him to his father. So now they are all at the dinner table, and there's a guy who's supposed to be his cousin, I think, or the man who's going to marry Sam's sister, and the guy is being a true asshole, but even a worse asshole, and a bastard at that, is Sam's father, who I know this actor from the Borgias. He used to play a priest or a bishop, and now he's still a true bastard. He's putting him down for wanting to be a maester, and being sent down from being a maester, that he's still fat, and that he was supposed to be made a man out of when he was at the wall, and still he keeps disappointing his father. And Gilly confronts him, telling him that Sam killed a White Walker, killed a Than, he killed many beasts beyond the wall, and he saved her and many other people while he was there, and he's a great warrior and a better warrior than his father will ever be. Well, his father's not going to just take this, and he confronts Gilly about something she said on our way down to the wall. So now he discovers that she's from the north, that she is a wildling. And now he tells Sam that he's going to spend his last night at Hornhill, and he will never be welcomed back again for marrying a wildling who is a person who has forged war against the Seven Kingdoms for centuries, and now without knowing he was harboring one of them at his table. I really like this actor who plays Sam's father, and he really plays a fucking bastard, who Sam's father is supposed to be. So it's a great role he's playing, he's doing justice to the role, and I really want to know if Gilly is going to do something like killing him during his sleep, and Sam is going to be forced to run away still with Gilly, leaving his mother and his sister behind. It can really become a great story, this one at Hornhill. I'm really only interested in seeing this as a transition into Sam when it goes into Old Town, but right now this can really become something interesting. We go to Bravos, where Arya is still watching that play, where those actors playing out the stuff that has happened in King's Landing so far, and we are at the part where Joffrey dies and Tyrion kills Tywin Lannister right after that. It's still a parody theater, and she observes that the girl that plays Sansa still wants to take over the woman who plays Cersei Lannister. Arya is at the back, and the woman, Lady Crane, confronts her, and she tells her basically that she did the same as Arya. She tells Arya that she once watched the play when he went to her village, and then she joined the crew and traveled with them, and now here she is, because she thinks Arya wants to do the same. Well, Arya has a little conversation with her, and she does like this lady. This lady does seem generally to be a nice person. Well, when the actors are all conversing in the back, Richard E. Grant, who I don't know who he's playing as a character, confronts Lady Crane about she does not have an opinion. She should not have an opinion. He has worked in this profession for all his life. His opinions don't matter. They got to do his show as the show is, and so she shouldn't have an opinion either. We see the girl who plays Sansa Stark just observing this, just having fun, and then as Lady Crane is going to have a sip of her drink, Arya pushes to the ground, and she tells Lady Crane, be careful with that girl, she wants to kill you. Arya walks away, and then we see the girl who was at the House of a Thousand Faces, also in the back of the theater, observing her. She goes to report to Jaqen H'ghar, and she tells him that as they expected, she did not kill Lady Crane. Jaqen H'ghar says it was a shame, she had a lot of potential, and the girl just tells him, "You promised me," as in, "You promised me you let me kill her." And Jaqen H'ghar tells the girl to not let her suffer. Well, I knew this girl was a bitch, but now she's even a bigger bitch than I thought. I really want to see Arya kick this girl's ass and kill her mercilessly. I really like that Arya took the name Mercy as she was talking to Lady Crane, and then I hope we do get a bulkier storyline in this, kind of a conspiracy storyline as who's going to kill who is trying to kill who, because I'm guessing that Jaqen H'ghar is going to try and kill Arya, but he can change his face. So maybe they will play this out as we're not knowing that Jaqen H'ghar is the one who's trying to kill Arya at one moment or at the next moment. So I really want to see Arya's story evolve, and I really want to see Jaqen H'ghar's true intentions, because to this day we know as much about this character as about a character we never even seen on the show. We have a quick scene at the Twins where Walder Frey is confronting his sons or his nephews about losing the Riverlands, and not a really interesting scene because it's not really interesting to see these bastards alive and not suffering. So they bring Edmure Tully out, and it's Black Jack Randall from Outlander, so I can't really feel any pity for him, but we now know that they're going to send Edmure Tully back into the Riverlands to his uncle Blackfish Tully. We go back to Beyond the Wall and we see that Benjen Stark reveals himself to Bran. He was left to die by a White Walker who gutted him with an ice sword beyond the wall, but then the Children of the Forest found him and saved his life with Dragon Steel, preventing him from becoming a White Walker. And he has a little frostbite in his face, and I read that it was supposed to be disfigured. That's not a big disfiguration if you ask me. So now he tells Bran that he's got to be the three-eyed raven. Bran replies that he has not learned the craft yet, he's not ready, and Benjen tells him he's going to have to be ready. In we go to King's Landing, where we have several scenes, one of them being Tommen going into the cell to be with Marjorie. They hug, they have a conversation about the possible Walk of Atonement for Marjorie, but she has a plan and they're going to stop her for having to do that. They talk a little bit about Loras, about how she loves her brother, but also about how he is an innocent guy, and the darkness he has faced throughout his life doesn't erase that innocence, but only shrouds it. So now we come to the scene where we are ready to have the Walk of Atonement for Marjorie. We have the High Septon, we have the Faith Militant, but in comes Jaime and the Kingsguard, as well as Lord Tyrell, and Olenna is there observing, and Jaime comes to the High Septon and he says, "Give us Marjorie and Loras, and we will walk away." Well, the Septon just tells him, "We do not have the authority to give you Marjorie or Loras, and they must pay for their sins." We are ready for a battle, but suddenly the High Septon tells them that there will be no Walk of Atonement, because Marjorie has atoned for her sins by bringing someone new into the faith. And out from the Red Keep walks Tommen, surrounded by 4 men of the Kingsguard, and he tells the crowd that the faith and the crown are the 2 pillars from which the world stands, and they now will bring prosperity into the kingdom. And I'm just thinking everyone is fucked, because Tommen is going to hear whatever Marjorie has to say to him, and he's going to bring the kingdom down, and Cersei or Jaime will probably have to kill him, and we're going to deteriorate even more the legacy of the Lannister family. I'm just expecting a big war to erupt in the last episode of the season, or maybe even on episode 9, because we all know episode 9 is the one that always makes us suffer. But we truly see tensions rising in this scene. Everyone in this scene played a great part. Everyone made this scene believable. Their acting was on point. Even Tommen's acting. I'm telling you all week after week on these reviews how Tommen is a bad actor. This week I think he brought it. I think it was good. He was not amazing, he didn't blow me away, but he was believable, and that's all I've ever asked of him. So good job, kid. We then go into Vaes Dothrak. Well, not really Vaes Dothrak. They are leaving Vaes Dothrak. They are in the middle of the desert. And Daenerys is asking Daario how many ships they'll need for her 3 armies if they are ready to go beyond the sea. And then she's looking beyond some dunes, and she just tells everyone to wait. She walks away on her horse. We understand that a little while has gone on while she walked away, and everyone is waiting for her. Suddenly, a big shadow is cast upon the Dothraki, and down comes Drogon. But we see that on his back rides Daenerys Daenerys, Stormborn, Mother of Dragons, the Unchained Targaryen. And in High Valyrian, she asks the Dothraki if they are ready to follow her, if they will ride across the narrow sea on wooden horses and conquer her 7 kingdoms and destroy her enemies made of metal and destroy their stone houses, if they are ready to fight for her and give her what Khal Drogo promised her. The Dothraki all start to shout in excitement for the war, for the fights to come, and Daenerys tells them, every Khal has chosen 3 blood riders, but I will not. I will choose you all to be my blood riders. You are all mine, you are all my warriors, and I will bring you to war with me. And I really like the speech, and Emilia Clarke once again bringing her acting on point to this scene. The Dothraki are ready. We, the fans, are ready to see the most gigantic army on TV face all of the 7 kingdoms. Really liked this episode. It was truly a more calm episode. Nobody major died, and we needed it. We needed to take a break from last week's because we held the door a little too long. We held the door throughout this past week, all of us, and we needed this break. I thought this episode had great pacing. It did not have a gigantic fight scene or many shocking moments. It had a shocking moment of Tommen joining the Faith Militant, although it's not really shocking for many people. Many people saw it coming. And I understand. For me it was shocking because I just expected this kid to be convinced by his mother more than anyone else. But he wants Marjorie's pussy, so I understand that he listens to her more than he listens to his mother. So now Cersei and Jaime are discussing if he should stay or if he should go to the Riverlands and help the Freys. We are ready to see Bran learn more with Benjen and learn about his past, what he's been doing for the past 6 years, if he is indeed cold hands. And I want to see Jon Snow and Sansa versus Ramsay Bolton. I want the Freys to be killed. I want the Riverlands to conquer the twins. I am ready for these next episodes. I can't wait for them. But more importantly than that, what did you guys think of this episode of Game of Thrones? Yes, it was a more calm episode, but did you like it? Do you think we deserved more of this serene type of episode, which was still good, and the pacing within itself was really good, really well done. This season in terms of pacing is being top notch in my opinion. What did you think of the episode? What was your favorite scene? What do you expect for the next episode and for the rest of the season? What character did you enjoy more in this episode? Do you like Benjen Stark? Do you know about Cold Hands? Let me know all of that in the comments below. Let's discuss, and as you go down to the comments below to comment on this video, check the description below in which there are links to my Instagram and my Facebook, and you can stalk me on the internet by clicking on those. Also, click the little subscribe button if you haven't to be updated whenever I upload a video on this channel. And of course, I'll leave a link to my previous video right here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review once again of Game of Thrones, and of course I will be back with another review next week. We only got 4 episodes left. Over here is a link to my Nice Guys movie review, Shane Black's newest comedy. You should totally go check out my review. There are no spoilers. This week premieres The Angry Birds and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I will do a spoiler-free and a spoilers review for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, and of course there will be a Q&A, so start leaving your questions. Hashtag TMNTQ and A in the comments, and start leaving your questions. You can ask me questions about anything and I will gladly answer to you. I hope you guys enjoyed these reviews. I hope to get many of your questions for the TMNT Q&A, and of course I will see you guys on the next review. Cheers.